Hi and welcome to the Malat Cookery channel. So this is a two-part video on how to make southern fried chicken in batter and a delicious KFC style gravy. So as I said, this is a two-part video. So in this part I'm going to show you how to make a delicious southern fried chicken, but instead of using a breading, we're going to be placing the chicken in a batter and then deep frying it. It's something different, absolutely delicious. And in the second video, I'm going to show you how to take some of the ingredients that are left from this southern fried chicken in batter and use them to make a delicious KFC style gravy. So the spice blend we're going to be using from the Malat range is their southern fried chicken seasoning. And if you don't have access to the Malat range of spices, then instead of their southern fried chicken seasoning, you want as a bare minimum for this recipe, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of paprika, a decent mixed herb mix. So we're looking at about half a teaspoon of mixed herbs, not Italian herbs, just a standard mixed herbs, and a good amount of salt and pepper to season this dish well. As usual, a full list of ingredients will be given at the end of the video, so let's have a look at those ingredients now and anything else we're going to need for today. So the ingredients we've got for today, I've got 100 grams of plain flour. I'm going to be using some milk in order to marinate the chicken in. So we're going to create a brine with that. I've got half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and half a teaspoon of citric acid. We've got 150 millilitres of very cold water, 15 grams of Malat southern fried chicken seasoning or whatever seasoning you're going to use for this, and one large chicken breast fillet. So the first job we need to do is to prepare the chicken breast fillet. So all I've done is I've just butterflied this breast fillet into two pieces. So I've just sliced it, a very sharp knife, and just sliced it straight through the middle. The next thing we need to do is to prepare the brine. And so I just want to put some milk, just enough milk into this dish that when we place the chicken fillets in, the milk will just cover them. In goes our seasoning mix, so with the Malat southern fried chicken seasoning, and I'm just going to mix this in. Last thing we want to do is to place in our chicken fillet pieces. Because I'm going to cover this now with cling film or food wrap and place it into the fridge for a couple of hours. If you're planning ahead with this meal, it is definitely better to actually marinate the chicken breast fillet in this brine overnight. Produces much better results. But I'm a bit stuck for time, so I'm just going to be leaving it for 2 hours in the fridge, and I'll come back and show you the next step. So once our chicken breast has been marinating in that brine for 2 hours, or preferably overnight, next thing to do is to fry them off. So I've got the deep fat fryer getting up to temperature now, so that's going to get up to 180 degrees centigrade. So it's time to make the batter. So we've got our flour, 100 grams of plain flour in a bowl, and our ice cold water, which has been in the fridge for some time. It's just a simple case of mixing them in until we get a nice smooth batter. Okay, so this is the kind of consistency you're looking for. What we need to do now is wait until our oil is up to temperature and then we're going to add the bicarbonate of soda and citric acid into our batter mix and leave it to stand for no more than 1 minute. So don't add the bicarbonate of soda and citric acid until your oil is up to temperature. So our oil is coming up to temperature now. So we add in the citric acid and the bicarbonate of soda. And make sure that's mixed in thoroughly. And as I've explained this batter recipe before in the fish and chips video that I did. So if you want to see an explanation of this batter and how it works in more detail, then if you just click in the top right hand corner of the screen now, that banner will take you to that particular recipe. So we'll leave this to stand for a minute, but I just want to show you what's happening. So the bicarbonate of soda and citric acid, when it mixed together, we get this burst of carbon dioxide. You see all these bubbles, and that creates a really light and crisp batter. Amazingly light and crisp batter. So I do go into more detail in the fish and chips, but briefly, if you use carbonated liquid like beer or soda, the problem is when you're mixing the flour in with the beer or soda water, you're actually taking out a lot of the carbon dioxide, whereas with this method you make the batter smooth first and then you add the carbon dioxide afterwards. Right, so now the batter's ready and the oil is up to temperature. We take one of our fillet pieces, drain off as much of this brine as possible, dip it into our batter mix, make sure it's well coated. And then into that hot oil. Just hold it for a few seconds, which is why I've got the tongs. That way it won't sink to the bottom straight away and stick to the basket. And the same thing with our second one. I'm going to be cooking these for between 8 and 10 minutes. Obviously the cooking times are just a guide. Okay, so that's these two chicken fillet pieces fried to perfection. So a number of ways you can serve these. You can serve these on a ciabatta or a roll with some nice salad. Or what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to serve these with some French fries and a KFC style gravy, which I'm going to film for the next video. So all of these bits that have come off the batter, as well as the brine that's left, is going to go into our gravy. So watch out for that video. That'll be produced in, I'll do the video straight after this, but it'll be produced in the next couple of days. It's an amazing gravy to have with something like this. So there you go, that's the first part of this video series done. Absolutely delicious southern fried chicken in a batter. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit that like button, and don't forget to watch the second part of this video series, which is that KFC style gravy. Thanks for watching.